just like
Okay.
that.
We're matching. Oh my gosh.
Yes. So glad that you could join me today, and excited about our talk. We're going to catch up a little bit, and they're going to get to know you more. So I'm excited about that. Yeah, so what we're going to do. Oh, well, you're welcome. You're welcome. Thanks for being willing to come on. And also the podcast, the audio version will be available later on today. So it'll be on Apple, Spotify, Google, all that stuff will be on pretty quickly. And you'll get a copy of the video tomorrow.
Thank you. Awesome. Sounds good.
You're welcome. So what I do right at noon is I'm going to do a quick intro.
Okay.
We'll go right into it. I'll have you kind of...
Too early? I came in too early?
No. I wanted us to come in early to make sure that you and we have a good connection and that there's no issues. So the connection's good. It's strong. So I want to make sure we're good. All right. So can you hear me?
I hear you. Okay. You went out just a tad bit, but you're back now. So.
And if I go out or anything, just keep talking because it'll keep going with you, and then I'll come back in. So.
Okay.
All right. What's up, Stephanie? So I'm gonna go ahead and start the podcast, the interview, and then we'll get this party going. Well, everybody, I want to thank you and welcome you to RDC Speak Life Sessions. My name is Rodney. I am the host and creator of the show. Please make sure you subscribe to this podcast on Apple, Spotify, Google, Castbox, Anchor. It's available on all platforms, RDC Speak Life Sessions. And make sure you subscribe to it. Make sure you like and rate the podcast. Today, she just stepped away for a second, but she's coming right back. I have a very special guest with me, and she's back. And she is an incredible actress. She has been acting for a very long time, since a very young age. And I think at one point she was very shy, and I didn't even know she sometimes like to channel her inner Diana Ross. We're going to talk more about that. But I want to introduce you to a colleague of mine who is just killing it out here in LA. She's from DC. She's a Redskins fan. That's the only thing I kind of struggle with. But outside of that, we all good. Everybody show some love, get some fist bumps for actress, producer, writer, Shaunte Massard. Yes.
Woo! Hey guys, how are you? So glad to be here.
Who is Carl Abrams? Carl, you know Carl?
Carl?
Yeah. Do you know Carl?
I think I do know Carl. Hi Carl, how are you?
Oh wait, Carl. Hey, what's up?
Allie's here too. What's up?
Yes. All right. Carl, we're going to have to get you on the podcast too.
Exactly.
So Shaunte, thank you so much for joining my show. It's a privilege and an honor for me to have you as a guest. So.
Oh, thank you.
How you been doing like the past week or so? You doing okay?
You know, I'm been dealing with it. Yes. It's been kind of heavy the last week, 2 weeks, know, and it was kind of a heavy burden, but I've been trying to pull myself away and just find a place of peace and, just spiritual grounding, just staying connected, to spirit and God and, just getting through this time. It's been hard. So, but I'm doing okay. I mean, usually I don't want circumstances to change who I am, which, I love life. Yeah. So I'm going to keep doing me. And that's what I got out of my quiet time, is to keep being me, keep being great,
Yes.
Yeah.
And it's okay to what we're dealing with to say, hey man, I'm a little upset, but that don't change who you are. I already know that. So,
right.
Why don't you give the audience give us a little cliff notes on who you are, your story. I got your story here, but let me hear a little bit about you.
I know. I sent you this long bio. I was like,
man, she sent me a novel.
I really do need to write a book. But I'm from, Washington, D.C., born and raised in the city, in the district. And I went to Catholic school, and I was super shy. Like I was telling Rodney, I was super shy, and but I always loved like to sing and whenever I was like in the church choir or whenever I was, at school and school plays, even the smallest part, I would just live on stage, And so, I mean, even when I was about in 7th grade, 8th grade, people were talking about the Duke Ellington Performance School of Arts, and I was just like, I don't think my personality is not that type of person. I just love it when I'm doing it. I don't think about putting on a show for people, So I didn't go, I didn't even audition. I just decided just to, go to, the Catholic school that I was going to for years. And then I went to Howard, graduated, went to Howard University, So I went there just for a short stint, and I thought about studying acting there because it has a great, acting school, drama school there. A lot of people came out of there. But I was studying psychology. And I really love psychology. I love knowing why people did what they did and, what was going on. First of all, I grew up in like crazy circumstances. I mean, it was all, my family were lively, but they had all types of addictions and food, drugs. It was a party city, a party house that I grew up. So I wanted to figure out why my family was crazy. That's why I wanted to come. But I mean, after a while, I got detoured, I got married and had, a whole family. That was a lifetime, ago. But I still had that, desire to just sing and to dance and perform, So I got back in it. I got back into doing theater, and it started really with community theater, and I was like, oh, I love this, Dreamgirls and Once on This Island, and I just love theater, and that was right down the street from New York City, so I would go up there all the time. And one of the first plays I saw there was Les Miserables, and I was just like, that's what I want to do. I want to do that. So I mean, it was like a snowball. I kept doing play after play after play, and people were like, what are you doing? Why are you, why aren't you doing more? Why aren't you in New York? Why aren't you in LA? And I was just like, I don't know. I never thought about it, So, I mean, circumstances happened where I had the opportunity to go to grad school. I went back to school and finished, got a theater degree and went to grad school. Yeah, I got an MFA in acting. And in my last year, and I went to Regent University in Virginia Beach. In my last year was when we started doing on-camera work. And that's when I was like, I've never, thought about being on TV or, it's always been the stage for me, but I think I would like, TV and film work. So when I was deciding, okay, where am I going to start my career? I took my time and I was like, a lot of people were telling me about Atlanta, but I wasn't really feeling Atlanta. I liked it. My dad moved there. Been living there over 10 years now. But I was thinking either New York or LA. And so I went up to New York and visited during the winter. It was freezing and I hated it. Love the energy there, love the theater there, but the weather, I couldn't. I would die. And then I came to LA even during like December, and it wasn't sunny, it wasn't bright, it was, it was kind of gloomy, but I still like the creative energy. I love the people. I love the whole scene. I was sold. So I've been here living in LA, pursuing more TV and film work for about 5 years now. 5 years, 4th of July weekend. Yeah.
And it's funny because we've been here almost the same amount of time. So it's like we got a lot in common. We got that in common. We almost dressed alike again.
Man.
Every time we work together, something like this been happening. So.
We are in sync for real, man. For real. We can do big things in this industry. I'm telling you, Rodney, for real.
That's pretty funny. That's pretty funny. And Nicholas just said, he was like, OMG, can you say my name? I love you guys. What's up, Nicholas? You got to tell Nicholas what's up. You know where he's probably seen us. He's probably seen us working together. So
that's right. But, I know we'll get to that, but people have been contacting me about these videos that we're doing, the Dhar Mann For real.
Hey, go ahead and talk about it.
Well, I mean,
There's no
Carl brought me on. He's an actor. I was doing theater here in LA, came in LA, and I was like, wherever I gotta go, whatever. I was doing background acting. I was doing Uber. I had like 5 jobs for real. Like,
yeah.
And my father is Caribbean. I was like, I'm living that Caribbean life. I had like so many jobs, and so I was doing theater. But the thing is that when you're doing all these jobs, everybody's here. Most people are in the entertainment industry in some form or fashion. And I was doing a show. I don't even know if Carl was in it, but I know that him and his wife were producing. I think that's the hat that they were wearing for that production. And he called me just one day about the Dhar Mann videos. He was just like, are you available? They need somebody, and I was like, yeah, I'm available, and I'll come in and do. So I did just a small part in one of the videos with him. I think it was the one where the husband was treating his wife badly, or ex-wife badly, or something like that. But I was playing Carl's wife. I think in that video I was playing his wife, where he was just, treating me well and, taking care of me and our son and things like that. And from that, it really took off. They've been calling me ever since. Now, since then, I've heard that, people have to like audition and, it takes time. That's why I was like, well, that was just God, because I didn't have to really audition for it, but I came in, I was already trained, I was already prepared, I was ready to do the work. I have a good positive energy, and they wanted to continue to use me. And so, and that's gave me the opportunity to work with you, Rodney. And we've done some things together, and it's like, okay, this is really good. This is a good thing. So it's so popular. I didn't even know how popular these videos were, like all over the world, right?
It's amazing what this movement is doing, and the recognition. It's like I was walking into a 7-Eleven. I think I might have shared that with you, and somebody just like stopped and was like, "Yo, you're in Dhar Mann." I was like, man, you just made me feel real special, man. Like, I'm hugging them like I'm the fan. I'm like, thank you, man.
Like, we are like famous. Like, it's so funny. It's amazing how you manifest things into your life. I have like vision boards, and I have mantras that I write into my phone about being rich and famous, and it's like I've seen stuff just manifest, and I'm just like, that I have to be reminded, like, I wrote this out. I brought this into my life, you know what I mean? And we have to be aware of that power that we have, to be able to bring things, right? Speak it. Yeah. Speak life. That's the name of your broadcast, right?
Yes. Since we've been talking about mantras, what is yours? I'll share mine after you tell me yours.
Okay. Well, like I said, I work on a lot of meditation. Like, that's really, I've been doing that a lot since I've been in quarantine. And I started before that as well. Just having quiet time where I sit and I hear my thoughts of whether it's healing, whether I need to heal emotionally from my past, whether I have to release anger. I had been using that mantra about, just releasing anger and bringing peace into my life, bringing peace and love into my life. And being prosperous, having prosperity, and not being ashamed of that. You know what I mean? Like, allowing all of God's gifts and all of the abundance that He has for me, allowing that to come into my life, and not saying that I don't deserve it, and being mindful that maybe from my past, there were things that were taught to me about money that I gotta let go. Like, money is only for the bad people, who want to take advantage of people. You know what I mean? No, it's not. Because I can do so much more with $1 million, because I want to reach people. I want to give. I want, you know what I mean? So And then for me to reach a certain status, that can help inspire other people. That was my goal when I was graduating from grad school. I wrote that I wanted to motivate and inspire the next generation, you know? So I want little black girls, little black boys to be looking up at me, just like I looked up to Denzel Washington or, you know, Halle Berry when I was growing up. And I'm like, yes, why can't I do that? Why can't I do that? I can. I just got to put my mind, my desire, my spirit into becoming that, you know?
Right.
It's impossible. So yeah, those are the things that I just have, you know, constantly going on in my mind and in my heart and in my spirit, you know?
I love it. I'm feeling your energy. My mantra is leave on E.
Ooh.
One of my favorite motivational speakers, E.T., Eric the hip hop preacher. One day I'm gonna have him as a guest because on my show. He is like in the top 3 with motivational speakers in the world.
Okay.
And he was giving a speech several years ago, and he kept saying, "Leave on E, leave on E." And I'm sitting there like, "Yo, what?" And he was like, "Leave on empty." You want to leave this life empty of every God-given gift you have. And that's my mantra, that I'm living this life. I'm not going to make the graveyard richer with anything that God has put in me. When it's my time, they go like, "Hey, he ain't got nothing left. He's done." I want to be completely done. Yes. I don't want the what ifs.
Yes.
The babies, woulda, shoulda, coulda, knowing that I have the gifting to do certain things and not doing things because of being afraid. I refuse to live like that. I refuse to live with fear. So that's been my mantra.
So good. That is so good. I wrote that down. I write down notes and like things that really speak to my heart, my spirit. I wrote that down. That's really good. It reminded me also of something my pastor say. He wouldn't say mantra, you know, he'd be like, you know, that's something that God has given him, but he would say he has 0% of losing. I think that's what, it's a 0% of him losing. And I really took to that as well, because I'm just like, you know, I'm going to go full out. If there's 0% of me, you know, of me losing, it's like, I'm winning. I'm a winner, you know?
There it is.
I'm a winner. That's it. Just go hard, because I know I'm going to win. I know what the end result is going to be, you know?
And you're giving me all these chills with all your energy, you know? I got to say what's up to my man Van, just joined too. Van Monroe. He is an incredible artist. He has a shoe in the Smithsonian. He created the Obama shoe. So when you go back to DC, go to the Smithsonian, you'll see his shoe.
I need to do that, Van.
That's my dude. He and I did a lot of vision talks and casting before I moved out here. He lives in Cleveland. Okay. And he was part of my inspiration through my journey with moving here, which leads me to talking to you, since you relocated out here and you looked at New York, you looked at LA. Mm-hmm. What role did faith and just going out and doing it, what did that play in this? Because with me moving here, I knew people, but you don't know people until you move here.
That is so true.
I don't care what nobody says. You don't know people until you move here.
That is true.
Break it down for me. Break it down.
My goodness, it was such a story. This is why I say I need to write a book, because it was nothing but faith. It was nothing but faith. The only person, I do want to go back. I lived here when I was a toddler in LA with my parents. My dad had gotten a business opportunity to come out here and move to California, and then my mom and I came over and we lived here for a while, and they said that they put me in like little commercials or I don't know, some kind of productions and things like that. But then they split, and my mom took me back to DC, and I said, we messed up my whole career. I could be famous by now, you know. but my dad stayed out here in California for a number of years, probably over 10 years, before he moved to Atlanta. But yeah, I mean, it was something that always was in me to like go back and experience LA as an adult. And then when I got into performing arts, and like I said, you know, when I got into grad school and I got into that last year, I only knew one person that was in LA at that time. And this was the one person, like you said, who I thought I knew. I'm not calling no names out, all right? I'm just saying, you know? But a very close friend that I had in Virginia, she had moved out here a year before I was planning, you know, where I was moving. And it was just like, she was the only person that I knew. And she was like, come and stay with me. And I was just like, okay, you know, why wouldn't I? If LA is a place where I want to go, at least I can go and I have a friend. It's like I have family there, you know?
Right.
Oh, right. And you know, and it was all types of things. I was praying. I was praying. I was like, is this where I need to go? Because that's a big step to go across the whole country. Let me tell you, it's so many people from where I'm from. I'm from Southeast DC. I'm not from Northwest. I'm not from, you know, where, you know, Capitol Hill. I'm from the hood, like for real. Like, now I'm from the hood. And like, people don't just get up and go to California. Like, that's a weird like thing that nobody does. So yeah, I had never heard of anybody, you know, like I said, other than my dad, who at the time was, you know, my dad is like a hippie. He'll like just go with it, you know. Just do it. Right. So I mean, it was just like this one person, and I was just praying about whether this was the right thing for me. Let me tell you, I got so many confirmations, Rodney. I got so many confirmations. One of the biggest confirmations that I had was that I was getting ready. Was it the visit? It might have been the visit to LA. And at that time, I was in grad school. I had 2 nickels to rub together. And I was like, I don't even know if I have enough money to like get there, you know, to buy a ticket. It was like $400 or $500. And I was like, I don't think I even, like, where am I going to get that? Where am I going to find that? Do you know a check had come in the mail? What? Like, I mean, like a week before, you know, I was trying to plan on going like in the spring for spring break or something like that. A check had come in the mail for like $450.
Oh, okay. All right. Now
this was something. And I know sometimes my husband will say it too. I get kind of weird about signs, but let me tell you, when I pray for something and I see evidence like that, that, I was just like, that right there shows me that my prayers are being answered, that God is hearing me, that I'm here for a reason, that this is my purpose, you know? Yeah. So I took that money and bought that ticket, flew out here, came out here, and still, let me tell you, so that's not the end, Rodney. So I got up here, I moved with my best friend. Yeah. And let me tell you, I'm sure, you know, she probably saw a side of me that was different, you know, but baby, I did not know this person. This person, she was totally different, and it was hard, Rodney. It was hard. So at the end of about 2.5 months, we realized that we couldn't live together anymore. So I had started looking for a new place. Now, I broke my ankle 3 months into moving here to LA. I had never broken anything in my life before, right? Not a bone, not a fracture, not a nothing. I broke my ankle 3 months into being here. Oh, wow. And I had to lay on this girl's couch who this lady told me she was getting ready to fight. We was getting ready to go to blows, and I was like, oh, I got it. I need to leave because this one is crazy. I got for some reason, my ankle got broken. I was roller skating on set one day. I was doing one of my gigs. Yeah. And I broke my ankle, shattered my ankle. And I was stuck on the couch, and all I could do was just pray and ask God, is this truly what his will was for me? Because I know he didn't bring me this far. I know he didn't give me all of this confirmation to have me here laying on this couch, like vulnerable. you know?
Right.
So let me tell you, but that was all for a reason as well. That during that time, I was able to connect with my husband, who I had met him before I left Virginia. I met him before I left Virginia, and we had started working, you know, reading together on, we was doing a long distance relationship. Like, but I didn't even realize that he was going to be my husband. He was going to be my support system in LA. God knew I needed that. So that's why that happened. That's why my ankle got broken, you know, 3 months into being here, because he knew that I needed a support system so I could do my purpose for his kingdom. You know what I mean? So man, I'm telling you. So it's been a faith walk from beginning up until now, and I know until whenever. It really has.
I'm loving this because, Shaunte, you and I both know when you experience the most adversity, oftentimes that's letting you know you need to push forward in what you're doing.
Yes.
Because something's trying to block you. You and I both know what that is, trying to block you from your blessing. And you got to push through the wall.
That's
what we've been taught when we were younger is that when you experience a difficult time, well, maybe you need to do something else.
Right.
It's like everything you do, you're going to hit a wall.
Yes.
It's time to get that sledgehammer and just blow through that wall. It's time. That's how I am. I'm like, I'm not stopping. And that's what I love about your story.
Not stopping. It only makes you stronger.
It does.
It only makes you stronger. And I surprised myself of how many levels, you know, it's always a new challenge. Even moving up to the next level and to the next level, it's something else that you got to get through, and you got to push through that. And then you go to the next level and you're there and you're like, okay, I'm here. Oh, now here comes something else. You got to push through that. You just got to keep going, keep moving. Don't let anything stop you. Never give up, never quit, you know?
I'm going to encourage you with something else. Lady I knew a long time ago, she always told me that whenever you hit these walls, just lean on your history. Lean on your history of where God has brought you.
Yes.
Lean on your history. Don't panic. Don't stress. Just relax and breathe a little bit and just be like, you know what? I think I've been in something like this before. And last time I checked, I came through and I'm okay. So let me just chill. Let me just kind of step back and watch how this part of the movie is going to work out. It's just another plot. It's another plot in the movie. That's all it is. And Stephanie, I love Stephanie. She just said, I have seen God do the exact same thing for me. And I know Stephanie because I know her from Cleveland. And, you know, but she's been all over the world. I don't even know where Stephanie living at right now. So, but I just wanted to encourage you with that because that's where we're constantly going to hit walls. And now, since you've gotten to this point, you got plans. I've read your bio. You have a desire to do some beautiful things. Can you share with us what you intend to do? Like, what does the next 2 or 3 years look like with Shaunte's world and the industry, stuff like that?
Good. Oh, that's such a good question. You know, I have been reflecting on what it is I want to do, you know, this year. I have been able to, you know, work with some amazing people and you know, I've been in some Netflix films and, you know, and that is the arena that I want to go into. I want to go into more streaming services. I want to go into network. I want to be a symbol of what I wanted to see when I was growing up. You know what I mean? Like I want to see somebody who worked hard from nothing to get to where, you know, where it seems like it's untouchable. You know what I mean? I was just having a great conversation with a friend. This is a little off subject, but with a friend who was talking about how this business, because you have to invest so much, you invest so many resources, your time. A lot of times it can seem like it's only for the elite.
Yes.
I mean, it's only for the people that have come from, you know, good homes and money and, you know, that people that have plenty of time that, you know, but the thing is that you have to have faith and know that you're supposed to be doing what it is that you're doing, you know?
Yes.
And so that's the thing. It's like, you can't allow, you know, somebody else's journey to determine what it is that you're going to do in your life. I may want a certain status. I may want to be the Black Meryl Streep, but my journey isn't going to be like Meryl Streep's. You know what I mean? It's not going to be there. So that's honestly, that's where I want to go. I want to be everything that God has created me to be. I can see myself on network television. I get, you look like Kerry Washington, and you look like so and so, oh yeah, you have that kind of demeanor and things like that. And I'm like, yes, I can do that. I can
it's like,
hire me, so that's where I see myself going, is like, get me into these network roles, as I don't mind playing a friend, but I can also play the lead. I know that I'm a leading lady. I know I've done plays that were 2.5 hours where I was on the stage the whole time.
Yes.
With speeches and monologues, and you know what I mean? So I know what it is that I can do. I know what it is that I have inside of me. I know how much work I put into every project. Give it to me and I can do it. Put me in, coach. You know what I mean?
That's it.
Play.
Shaunte, I know you're a leading lady, and that's what I love about working with you. Because you push me, I push you.
Yes.
And I was just like so excited when we had those two chances to work together. And I'm pretty sure we're gonna have a lot more. And one thing I noticed while we were working together is that you have a pretty beautiful singing voice too. So, do you plan on using that voice a little bit more and then recording some stuff?
That's what my goal is. One of my I grew up watching, I don't know if you know the film. Yeah, of course you do. You're Black. School Days. Do you remember School Days? Man,
oh, yeah.
That was like my thing. I would watch that film non-stop with Tisha Campbell and Whitney. Lawrence Fishburne. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, and it had music in it, and it was just fun, and it was just beautifully created Black culture.
Yes.
I want to do. I would love to do autobiographical films like the Tina Turner story. And like where I get to sing. Exactly. Right. See, I go to karaoke and I play Tina Turner. Like, I know Angela Bassett already tore that up. But there are plenty of other Black artists that stories need to be told that haven't been told yet.
Yeah.
That's what I want to do. That's what I'm striving for. Like I even love Jennifer Lopez, Selena. When she was she killed it.
Yeah, she killed it.
I can totally see myself doing that. I'm that. That's who I am. I'm a singer. I'm an actress. Put me in. You know what I mean? That's me. All day.
Well, I love that. And even during this time of COVID, I've been watching, and I know you've been staying busy. And do you want to share any of the projects that you've been working on so people know where to look you up even on that, so they can kind of follow what's happening?
Yeah. Well, I would really love, this is what I've been working on for a couple years actually now. My web series called Sanctified. I have a promo out there. I'm going to get it back out, and I'm going to get it up. I mean, I think it's a good time. I think it's a good time for Black people. I know it's a lot going on, but we got a lot of support. We got a lot of eyes on us. We got a lot of resources coming into the community, and I can see it building up and getting better. So right now I'm working on getting my web series done, and I want to sell my web series to network, to streaming services, but it's basically talking about like my background. Now I wrote loosely based on a youth minister, young Black female youth minister at my church she was working with the youth. I was one of the youth at the time, one of the teenagers at the time, and she was really, devoted to the youth and making sure that even though, things might have not been great at home, God knows things weren't great out here in the streets, with the violence and, the drugs and, all that they have to endure even as young kids with the police. It's a lot, that's going on that for adults is a lot, but the kids are being affected by it as well. So I wrote a web series based on the youth minister working to help her youth, to inspire them, to motivate them, to protect them, to shelter them, and I think it's a really good story. But she's also dealing with her own stuff, because even being a female of clergy is an issue as well.
It's hard.
It's hard. So you're dealing with like racism out in society. You're dealing with sexism even in your own church home. You know what I'm saying? Yes. So that's the kind of stuff that I started to get into and write about. Yes. And so mostly based on her, on that minister figure, as well as things that I've seen and grown up in, when I was growing up in the city. So it's called Sanctified. Sanctified,
Yes.
So I love that word. It means just set apart, set aside. So I'm thinking that this female minister was set aside for such a time, as this.
Yes.
So I'm really excited about that. Yeah.
Well, and it's funny because I don't know if I told you, but I worked for 8 years vocationally as a youth minister.
No, you did not tell me that.
Yes.
Wow. And
so
you know what?
Inside also.
You in because I got a couple roles. I got a couple roles in my web series with other, young pastors. So I got you.
Hey, this is a lesson for everybody watching and listening. You never know when your opportunities will come. So always be ready to talk about what you do.
That's right. You just never know where the connection is going to be. Yes. Is that who is that? Abhishek. Hey, how are you? Say hi to
him. Some love.
I'm getting some love. Hey, thank you for tuning in.
Yeah, what's up?
Yeah.
So, as your path is going, a lot of people are watching what's happening. Is he your cousin or somebody named Phil?
Phil?
Yeah.
Is that Phil, my little brother I grew up with? Let me see. Phil, where is he? Yeah, I think. Oh, my cousin. I have a cousin Phil. My cousin Phil, he's in here.
He said, "Hey, cousin."
Hey, cousin. Yes, that is my cousin Phil from DC. What's up?
Yes. So, but with everybody watching what's happening in your career, what if somebody was to come to you, Shaunte? I'm really thinking about, I want to work in the industry. What are 3 steps or 3 things you would advise them to do when they're looking at doing this? You and I both know there's no set roadmap or template.
No.
But I'd like to hear what you would tell them, because I get these questions all the time. So what would you tell them?
But it's so funny because, like I said, I was talking to, my girlfriend just about the business and everything, and how, you ask people, like, so how did you get here? People that are, they're a few levels up, and they're, they give you like these general statements, and I'm just like, I need more. Like, I need more. Give me specifics.
I need some steps, some practical
steps. You know what I'm saying? Like, give me more. Like, who did you call? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I need something tangible,
Yes.
Oh yeah, it's all a dream. You gotta have to, okay. So 3 steps. So
yes.
I have spoken to people that, ask me, and I'm still working myself. I'm still figuring it out myself. But the first things I would tell them is, I would ask first, do you have headshots?
Yeah.
Do you have headshots? Do you have a picture of your face? Do you have that? No? Okay. So let's start with that. Let's get a good photographer.
Yes.
Because sometimes you can just have a good look and people can be like, I want to bring that person in to audition. Seriously. You know what I mean?
That's cool.
So let me see some headshots. Let's see what you got. Let's work with some headshots.
Yes.
The next is a resume.
Yes.
Next thing is a resume. What have you put yourself into? Whether it's a play, and that's the thing. You have to do the work. Even before you get hired for these jobs, they want to see that you're already in the work.
Yes. Yes.
So you have to get in the work. If you want to be, a working actor, get in the work, do it,
Right.
And then I would say, well, if if you don't have, it's not even if, but
Yeah.
you need training. You need training. We all need training.
Yes.
Now, sometimes that could be on the job training. Sometimes that could be, you know, doing plays and, you know, and whatever, you know, whatever it might be, hosting, whatever it is that you do.
Yeah.
But also you need to learn the craft of acting.
Yes.
People think that they can just jump into acting. Like, you know, well, I want to be on TV. I'm cute. I'm funny. Like, there's so many things that I'm learning. I mean, even now, I've gone to grad school for acting, and I'm still taking classes. I just finished a online close-up class, because I came from theater where everything is so big and so huge, but you bring the camera here, and you see that your eyes are doing something weird. Your eyebrows are moving every time you talk. Like, you have to know how to perform in front of a camera. It's different. You can perform in front of a camera. You can perform, you know, on the stage. Like, you have to know the venue that you're working in, and you have to master it. Honestly, you have to master that. And
what does Malcolm Gladwell say in his book, 10,000 hours?
1,000 hours. I love his book. I heard you say that recommendation the other day on another podcast of yours. I was like, I love that book.
It's critical because so many people don't look at acting like it's a true profession. I'm like, no, this is for real. This is just as serious as a doctor, lawyer. You have to train.
It's a real thing.
Yeah. And you have to learn the craft, the art of it.
Yeah.
You gotta have a passion for it.
You do.
You just want to be famous, don't be an actor. That's why I tell everybody you want to be
because you can do reality shows, man. You can do a bunch of stuff if you just want to be famous. I mean, shoot, a lot of things you can do to be famous. You know? I go to this church out in Antelope Valley, and shout out to Christ Church of the Valley. If anybody
shout out.
I love my little church. With Corey Saxon, he preaches, but he gave me 3 things. So that's my 3 things. He gave us 3 things. He said, the way that you're going to change anything in your life, if you want to change, if you want to be better, is by the books that you read, the books you read, the people that you hang with, gatherings, the meetings that you go to, whether that's class, whether, you know, that's church, whatever that might be. So those 3 things, and I love reading books. I read books on acting. I read a ton of books on acting. You should see, it's I have a whole like bookshelf right here. All acting books.
Yes.
I also love finance. I also love health and fitness.
Yeah.
Like, also, you have a life outside of acting too, you know? Yes, go full in, go full out.
Do?
Right. Yeah. Now you can have a focus. You know, your part is to go in and get those parts. But you can still have a life. That was one of the things that I decided to come to LA. I was like, I want to have a life. I don't want to just only work, because I felt like if I had moved to New York, it would only be work. You know, I wanted a full life. You know, so that's the thing. So anyways, I read books on every aspect of life, spirituality, you know, and it's the people that you put in your circle that make you who you ever heard of that? Like look at the 5 people that you have around you, that shows you who you are.
Yes, I have.
That's for real.
And you have to watch that. I'm gonna show you something real quick, so I want to inspire you.
Yes,
because
please.
You need to write a book. And since I did it, you can do it. You can do it. And you know, you need this is my book. It's been out a year. I just wanted you to see that, to know that if I've done it and you know me, you work with me.
Yes.
You can definitely do this. So your book needs to...
Your book, Rodney? I love it. Oh, we got to talk offline about that. We got to talk offline, because I really do want to. I do want to write a book, and not just one book. That's the thing. I've been like, what do I want to write about? There's so many things that I want to, to write about. So yeah, we got to definitely talk offline about that.
You know, we can, and there's no limit on what you write. I'm writing a book on poetry right now. I'm doing another one. So it's like you don't ever have to stop. That's our territory. That's your what they call real estate. You do whatever you want to do on there. So that's how you have to look at it. So I got some questions for you because we got about 5-10 minutes left.
Okay.
There are some fun questions coming.
Okay.
But I'll have you. What would be your ideal role as an actor? Like, what would you really want to play? What would you consider like, this is what I've been working towards all my life to do?
Oh, that sounds so good. Like I said, because I have been so inspired by directors like Ava DuVernay, her film.
Shout out Ava, Lena Waithe.
Ava.
Yeah.
Girl, queen, you are killing it.
Tina King, Kerry Washington, Viola.
Viola, yeah, heck yeah. I would love to be anything that she's directing, writing, whatever. But I have been thinking about writing the screenplay. Nobody steal this. But what God has for me is for me. You know what I mean?
Yes.
But writing a autobiographical film on Phyllis Hyman. You know Phyllis Hyman?
I know who she is. Yeah.
I mean, she was an amazing singer back in like the late 80s, early 90s.
That's a good singer.
Oh, that soulful, gut-wrenching, like I would love to tell her story, man, and let it reach the masses.
Oh, wow.
Like I had started like really getting it. I had taken this like writer's class at UCLA, like an extension course or something like that. And
yes,
I had started to write the blueprint for it, and I was just like, her story will be amazing. That's what I think that I'm working towards, playing the role of someone like of Phyllis Hyman that has this story that can touch so many souls and hearts, because she died tragically by suicide, and it was just learning more and more about her. I feel like even though I hadn't had her same journey, I still could relate to something the things that she went through, She went through everything, racism, she went through addictions, like I would love to stretch in that way where I have all of those areas where I can work, to dig deep, to tell somebody's story like that,
Yes. It would be amazing because her life touched on so many things that would be so relevant for right now.
Yes.
Especially if you talk about the suicide, the mental illness or mental issues within the Black community, that now finally that people are free to discuss without feeling a stigma placed on you.
Yes.
So it's a beautiful thing.
Yes.
Yes. And so those stories need to be told.
Yes, definitely.
So many stories that need to be told. Here's another question for you. A little drum roll. If you were the lead singer of an R&B group, I know you like R&B.
I do. I love R&B. I grew up on 90s R&B, so
yeah, I know. So, what would be the name of your group, and what would be your title song to your album? The title song.
Oh, snap. Okay, that sounds fun. For the initial thing that came to me was like, I know it's a group already called Brownstone, but I think maybe it'd be something like Brown Beauties. I don't know.
Okay, Brown Beauties. Okay. All right. I like that.
Like Brown Beauties, and then it would be something like, I don't know, some type of liberating, song about being great. Maybe I would call it like The Liberation.
The Liberation. That would be the title. Ooh, I like that. So
you like
Brown
that?
Beauties, The Liberation. All right.
Yeah.
All right. I like that. How many women would be in the group?
Hey.
3, 2, 4, how many women would you have? You know, in Vogue, they
Okay,
had.
I mean, I think it'll be like, oh, let me see, because I'm trying to see us in our music video. You know what? I think it would be 3, because I would be like the apex. I would be, you know, at the top, and then have, you know, like a Destiny Child kind of thing, you know.
All right, hey, everybody heard that. We all heard that.
You all heard it, right?
Yeah. We're gonna be looking for brown beauties and liberation. That can be interpreted in a lot of ways. So
yeah. I love talking about this though, because that's the thing. You speak it.
Yes.
You speak it and you bring that into your existence. So I love that. It's so funny that you say that, because when TLC was out, back in the day, it was me, my 2 girlfriends, Tara and Keisha. I was T-Boz because I had a little short, little haircut, you know. I was T-Boz, my girl Keisha, she was Left Eye, and then my girl Tara was Chili, because of our skin tones. It was crazy, right? Just because of our skin tones, my girl Keisha was light skinned, my girl Tara was dark skinned. So we had our little group, and we thought we was gonna be like it, you know. Because it was this other teenage group called the Tomboys at that time that had just come out of the DMV area, like Maryland area. And we was like, oh, if they can do it, we can do it, you know. Ciao. We had fun. We had some good harmony. I'm telling you. So
get
don't
ready for it. I gotta say what's up to my man T-Roy, who just jumped in too.
Hey T-Roy.
You see his name. His name is Fly and Seductive. Yeah.
Okay, T-Roy.
Yeah, that's my dude. We've worked together a few times, and we'll be working together more in the future. That's my brother. He's a good dude. So we are just about done, but I want to take a couple more minutes. Can you give us something that we can chew on that can really inspire us for the next 7 days or so? Because, you know, we're dealing with a lot of stress. It's a lot of heavy stuff going on.
It is.
And that's one reason why I do this podcast, because I like people to feel uplifted. I deal with the issues.
Yeah.
But I also don't make that the whole focus.
Yeah.
So what can you give us that we can chew on that's going to keep our spirits lifted over the next 6-7 days or so?
It has been a lot. It has been a lot going on, and I've been pretty reflective, man. I mean, because you have to be. Yes. You get, sucked into the news and the social media, you know, the things like that, because it can mess with your head, man. It could just play with your emotions. I mean, because you don't know where these sources are coming from. You know, it could just have you going back and forth and swaying all the way, and just have you all messed up and feeling bad, going to sleep with this stuff, waking up with this stuff.
Yeah.
Sometimes you just gotta unplug, man. You gotta unplug from this stuff, and you know, I think that my saving grace has been just to be able to be on a schedule. You know, I have a schedule. Now I'm not saying I'm totally locked into it, but I have a loose schedule of me waking up and having quiet time. I try to do that before I pick up my phone, before I listen to anything on the radio or watch TV. You know, I try to have that quiet time and just meditate and just find that peace, that quiet in my spirit, you know?
Yes.
So I think that's really been helping me. And because you brought up something about the mental health.
Yes.
I've been really concerned about that. I told you I went to school for psychology for a while, and I've always been really concerned about that in the Black community is health. I feel like so many of us, a lot of us will go to church and, you know, cry it out and praise it out and worship it out. And I think that's incredible. You know, I think that is the beginning there of everything. But then there's things that you still need to process mentally.
Right.
You know? So that we can get through those walls, you know? So I really do believe in counseling.
Me too.
Counseling. I'm telling you, it is really what has gotten me so far, because you have to be mindful of the things, of the thoughts that you have just circling in your head all the time. You know what I mean? So mental health is serious. It is serious. So I would say, if you need to talk to somebody, matter of fact, I would say, ain't no if, we all need to talk to somebody. We all need to talk to somebody, whether that's your friend, mama, or a professional therapist, to get through this. Because we got all these emotions going on. We're angry one minute, we're sad, we're depressed the next minute. We got all these ups and downs, man. We got to find balance. We have to find peace.
Yes, it's critical.
It's critical. It's critical. Yes. So I think therapy helps with that. Now, other things that I've been thinking about that we need to do as a community and supporters of the community is use your voice. Use your voice. When there is something that's wrong, call it out.
Yes.
Don't be ashamed to call it out. It's wrong. And whatever you got to do, post, if that's how you do it. Protest if you need to protest. Call these officials. Whatever it is that you need to do, use your voice. That's your power. Use it. Next thing is vote. Vote. Man, I'm telling y'all, we gotta believe in this democracy. We have to believe in the vote, man. I tell my family, my kids, people have died for the right to vote, man.
Right.
Our ancestors died to be able to let their children, a lot of them didn't see the manifestations of their fight, of their sacrifice. But for us to be able to vote now, man, it's a privilege and an honor to be able to put your vote in and change your circumstances,
Yes, it is.
So let's go out there and let's vote. Let's go out there and let's vote. Use your vote. Use your vote, and just be great. That's another thing. I felt like what God had been telling me during this time is, because I've been like, what do I need to do? What I need to do something. He said, just be you and be great.
Just be you and be great. I love that. You know what? Oh, they just put the clock on me too. We got 1 minute and 50 seconds. That's how they do. Be you and be great.
Yeah.
And I hope everybody was listening to everything you just said, because it's so critical. And everybody can watch this broadcast again. Shaunte will have it under Golden Girl. What's
Girl.
Everybody got that. You'll be able to follow her. Please make sure you follow her.
Yeah.
I'll have a copy of it. It'll be on my YouTube page, Rodney Damon Collins TV. The broadcast you can listen to on Spotify, Apple, Google, Castbox, Anchor. RDC Speak Life Sessions is available. In a few hours, you'll be able to listen to it again. Want to thank you all for just joining us and being a part of this discussion today. I want to say what's up to my man Gerald. I think he jumped in towards the end. I haven't seen him in so many years, so say what's up to him. And I always end the broadcast with 3 things. Always remember this: to love God, to love yourself, and love people. Life will be good. That's how I roll. That's how I like to do things. Thank you very much, Shaunte. You blessed my show with your presence and all the beautiful words. Tell your husband, looking forward to meeting him one day. Maybe we all go out to eat when this COVID stuff lifts.
We'll do that. Thank you.
But with that being said, I will talk to you. We get to talk about you writing your book. And
yes, sir.
So I'm going to go ahead and end this show and say thank you very much. Love you. Talk to you soon.
Guys, thank you, cousin, for coming in.
All right. Later.
Bye.
Bye.